door. The warm glow of 100 tiny lights danced across the dining room, each one a star in our little Christmas universe. Laughter echoed off the walls, mingling with the scent of roasted chicken and freshly baked plum cake. My son Rohan and his wife Mira had truly outdone themselves. Their home looked like something out of a magazine. It was the first Christmas they had invited me over since they moved into this grand house. Seeing Rohan, my Rohan, surrounded by so much success and happiness, my heart swelled with a pride that only a mother can know. I looked at the feast spread across the long, polished table and smiled. It was all so perfect. The crystal glasses gleamed, the silverware shone, and everyone was dressed in their finest. I felt a little out of place in my simple old sorry. But just being here, being part of this, was enough. I sat down at the head of the table, a place I'd always occupied in our small home, a habit from years gone by. I was just about to compliment Mira on the beautiful centerpiece when a sharp, firm hand landed on my shoulder. "Get up." The voice was cold, unfamiliar, yet it belonged to my son. I looked up, confused. Rohan was standing over me, his face a mask of irritation. "What happened?" "Peter," I asked, my voice barely a whisper. He didn't answer. Instead, he pushed my chair back, a harsh grating sound against the silent floor. "This seat is for my father-in-law," he said, his words like shards of glass. "You can sit somewhere else." The laughter died. The music faded into a distant hum. Every single eye in that room, Mira's parents, their friends, our distant relatives, was on me. No one spoke. The room, which a moment ago was filled with life, was now a vacuum of crushing silence. Mira looked away, her face suddenly very interested in the pattern on her plate. Her father, a man of status and wealth, stood awkwardly nearby, waiting to claim his throne. I felt 100 pairs of eyes on me, yet I had never felt more invisible. My son, the boy whose tiny fingers I once held, the one for whom I had sacrificed everything, had just asked me to get up. For a moment, my legs refused to move. It was as if they were rooted to the spot, holding on to the last shred of my dignity. My vision blurred. Was this the same boy I had stayed up all night with when he had a fever? The same boy whose school fees I paid by working 2 jobs, often skipping my own meals? I remember one Christmas, years ago. We had nothing. No new clothes, no fancy dinner. I had managed to save just enough to buy a tiny, lopsided cake from a local bakery. Rohan's eyes had lit up as if it were the grandest feast in the world. He had hugged me so tight, his small voice whispering, "You're the best mom ever." That night, we sat on our worn-out mat, sharing that small cake, and it felt more like Christmas than this lavish cold room ever could. I taught him to share, to respect his elders, to be kind. Where did I go wrong? As I stood there, lost in a sea of memories, a lifetime of sacrifices flashed before my eyes. The late nights at the garment factory, my hands aching from the sewing machine, just so he could have the best textbooks. The times I wore the same faded sari to every function so he could wear new shoes to school. All of it, for him. For this moment, to be pushed aside like a piece of old unwanted furniture. Slowly, with my hands trembling, I pulled myself up. The chair felt heavy, each inch a testament to the weight of my humiliation. My throat was tight, a scream of anguish trapped inside, but my face remained calm, too. I would not give them the satisfaction of my tears. Not here. I took a step back from the table, my small frame suddenly feeling ancient. I was about to turn and find a quiet corner to disappear into when a voice cut through the silence. It wasn't my son's, it was Mira's father, Mr. Sharma. He looked from the grand chair to my son, and then to me. There was no triumph in his eyes, only a deep, unsettling shame. "Rohan," he said, his voice quiet but firm, carrying across the room. "What is this behavior?" Rohan stiffened. "Papa, she can sit anywhere. This is your seat. You are the guest of honor." Mr. Sharma shook his head slowly. "No," he said, walking towards me. "The guest of honor is the person who made all of this possible. The one who built you. Your mother." He turned to face the silent guests. "Do you all know," he announced, "that this woman mortgaged her only home so that Rohan could start his business. The business that paid for this house, this car, this party, A collective gasp went through the room. Rohan's face went pale. He looked at me, his eyes wide with disbelief, then panic. He didn't know. I had never told him. I had asked the bank manager to never speak of it. It was a mother's gift, not a loan to be repaid. She sold her wedding jewelry, piece by piece, for your college education, Mr. Sharma continued, his voice heavy with emotion. And today, you can't even offer her a seat at your table. The truth hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. The whispers started, not of my shame, but of his. The mask of success on Rohan's face finally cracked. His perfect world crumbled around him in that one devastating moment of realization. He stumbled forward, his eyes filling with tears. "Ma," he choked out, his voice breaking. "Ma, I didn't know." He fell to his knees in front of me, his hands reaching for mine, his sobs echoing in the now silent room. "Please forgive me, Ma, please." I looked down at my son, not with anger, but with a profound sadness. Free. I placed my hand on his head, the same way I did when he was a little boy who had scraped his knee. "Respect, Rohan," I said softly, my voice clear and steady for the first time that evening. "It isn't bought with money or status, it is earned, and it is given freely to those who deserve it most." I helped him to his feet. The party was over. The food lay untouched, but in the ruins of that perfect Christmas dinner, something important was finally being understood. It wasn't about the grandest house or the fanciest feast. It was about remembering where you came from and honoring the hands that raised you. Christmas taught us a lesson far more valuable than any gift under the tree, that a mother's love is the foundation upon which all success is built, and it deserves the highest seat at any table. Thank you for listening. If this story touched your heart, please consider subscribing for more tales that reflect on life and family.